This episode, along with hundreds of others from Calaroga Shark Media, is available without commercials. Just look for the banner on your Apple Podcast app to subscribe and try it free for a month.
Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Lots of news in royal circles today. According to the Daily Express, Kate Middleton is considering a trip to Paris next week with her husband to attend some Olympic competitions. Princess Anne and her husband, Sir Timothy Laurence, are currently representing the British royal family at the event. Princess Anne, a former Olympian and member of the International Olympic Committee, also serves as the president of the British Olympic Association. A source close to Catherine told the Daily Express, "The princess would love to go to the Olympics. She has such fond memories of London 2012 and is keen to go to another games while it's so close to home." Meanwhile, the semi-experts in royal watching will think the chances just greatly increased as the Waleses and the Sussexes fight for tabloid space. Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan are preparing for their next international venture, announcing plans for a trip to Colombia from August 15th to 18th. This will be their first joint visit to the South American nation, where their focus will be on supporting mental health activism and promoting safer online environments for young people. The couple was invited by Colombia's Vice President, Francia Marquez, who outlined their itinerary in a statement. "During their trip, the Duke and Duchess will join me in visiting Bogota, as well as the Caribbean and Pacific regions of Cartagena and Cali," Marquez said. "In these vibrant locations, they will have exceptional opportunity to engage with leaders, youth and women who embody the aspirations and voices of Colombians committed to progress. In addition to these meaningful interactions, the Duke and Duchess will experience the rich heritage of Colombia." This visit to Colombia marks the Sussexes' third joint international trip this year, following their previous trips to Canada in February and Nigeria in May. Harry and Meghan will also be discussing protecting kids in a new TV interview on CBS Sunday morning. In a teaser for the interview, which airs this weekend, the couple speaks with Jane Pauley about their latest initiative supporting parents of children affected by online harm. The clip shows Meghan talking about their children, Archie and Lilibet, saying, "Our kids are young. They are 3 and 5. They're amazing, but all you want to do as parents is protect them. And so we can see what is happening in the online space. We know that there is a lot of work to be done there, and we're just happy to be able to be a part of it." Harry adds, "At this stage, we've got to the point where everyone needs to be a first responder, and even the best first responders in the world wouldn't be able to tell the signs of possible suicide. That is the terrifying piece of this." So while Harry and Meghan may have the headlines today, a photo op of Kate looking fabulous at the Olympics is sure to still back the narrative, and one reason we will believe it will happen. Royal insider Deep Crown observed to Palace Intrigue, "It's rather telling that Prince Harry feels comfortable gallivanting about Colombia, yet claims he's in mortal peril the moment he steps foot on British soil. The security measures at royal residences are, I assure you, second to none. This Colombian jaunt merely underscores the hypocrisy of his safety concerns. It's becoming increasingly clear that his protestations about UK security are nothing more than a convenient excuse, a smokescreen to justify his absence from family obligations. The truth is, he'd be safer at Balmoral than in Bogota, but that wouldn't suit his narrative, would it? These little excursions of theirs are a constant thorn in the side of His Majesty and the Prince of Wales. Charles and William view these trips as nothing more than attention-seeking charades, a desperate attempt to cling to royal prestige without the burden of actual duty. It's galling to them, really. Here they are, dedicating their lives to the service of the crown, while Harry and Meghan prance about, playing at being royalty when it suits them. We asked Deep Crown if he thinks Kate will make an Olympics visit. He texted us back, "When a story like this surfaces, particularly through reputable channels, it's because there's substance behind it. The palace is far too savvy to allow unfounded whispers about royal movements, especially concerning events of international significance like the Olympics." The Daily Express says William is likely to attend some of the climbing events next week in Paris. More Palace Intrigue in just a moment. According to People, Prince Harry has made several attempts to reach out to his older brother, Prince William, via texts, calls and messages, but has received no response. Despite this, a source close to the situation suggests that while their ongoing feud is very bad, it is not irreparable. The new Faux royal tour is unlikely to get William to answer his phone, although he may throw it across the room. The British government has been described as uncooperative by a security executive at Torchstone Global, the firm responsible for Harry and Meghan's protection in the United States. Joe Funk, the senior vice president of the company, shared with People magazine that despite the acknowledgement of numerous threats against the couple, there is a significant lack of cooperation from the UK government. Funk mentioned the UK government acknowledges numerous threats against them, but we are not privy to specific details due to lack of cooperation. Harry recently told journalist Rebecca Barry in the July special Tabloids on Trial, all it takes is one lone actor, one lone person who reads this stuff to act on what they have read, and whether it's a knife or acid or whatever it is, these are things that are a genuine concern for me. It's one of the reasons why I won't bring my wife back to this country. Harry may want to Google Colombia, as we did. We found a link to an item from February 2024 from the US Embassy in Colombia, which reads, "Security alert, reminder of the continued threat of crime in Colombia. Location, Colombia, countrywide. Event, crime in Colombia. The U.S. Embassy reminds U.S. citizens of the continued threat of crime throughout Colombia. Recently, robberies conducted by armed individuals have occurred in popular Bogota restaurants, cafes, and breweries frequented by tourists in the expat community." The website lists a security level 3, reconsider travel due to crime and terrorism, exercise increased caution due to civil unrest and kidnapping. Some areas have increased risk. We did not find any warnings by the US government about Balmoral, although a 2023 article in Hello tells us that the security measures to keep the monarch safe at Balmoral include a panic room, a no-fly zone, and special laws that apply to the grounds. One visible security measure outside the house is the large stone wall around the perimeter, and overhead the skies are protected from intrusion as there is an aerial exclusion zone for civilian aircrafts, and this rule has been in place since 1991. Inside the house there is also a major security feature, a secret panic room should the heir and his wife need to use it in an emergency. There has been rife speculation about what could be stored in the safe space, anything from food supplies through to possible blood supplies that match the blood groups of Charles and Camilla. As we are not security experts, we will defer to Harry's judgment that he has thought this all through. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalacintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, the app of your choice, and leave us a review or some stars if you're enjoying the show. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.